Yo, what is good, Mets Nation? Welcome back to Mets Media. This is Richie, and in this video, I'm going to give you guys my recap to the New York Mets series victory over the Colorado Rockies. They defeat them today in the rubber game, and we beat them 2-1, and we got beautiful pitching performances from Jacob deGrom and Marcus Stroman to get into. We got the game winner yesterday's game, and then we'll get into the loss with Joey Lucchesi on the mound, and I'm going to give you guys my overall thoughts on this series. And with that being said, before I hop in, if you guys are new to Mets Media, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. If you guys want to check me out over on Instagram and Twitter, please feel free to go over there and follow me at NYMets_media. And if you guys enjoyed the video, please do not forget to thumbs it up. With that being said, let's jump right into the recap. So let's start off with the first game of the series, which was game one of the doubleheader on Saturday. This was a crazy game from the New York Mets, especially Jacob deGrom, the GOAT. Are you kidding me? He strikes out 9 batters in a row, one shy of Tom Seaver's record, upsetting that he was not able to tie the franchise in Tom Seaver, but I'm not complaining. Jacob deGrom, he finished with 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs, but 0 earned runs, and 1 walk with 14 strikeouts, and now his ERA is only a .45 on the season. That is absolutely insane from Jacob deGrom. For him to strike out 14 batters in just 6 innings is absolutely insane. He continues to just blow our minds. We know that Jacob deGrom is great. We know that he's the best pitcher in baseball, but it feels like every single time he goes out there, he has something else to prove. And he got another hit. He's batting, what is he batting? 571 on the season for Jacob deGrom in 3 starts. So that tells you he's a dual threat at the plate and on the mound, obviously. But wow, luckily, the most important stat, I think, from Jacob deGrom is he got the W. About time. The Mets finally scored some runs for him, and they closed it out in the bullpen, but it was very stressful because when Jake left the game, going into the 7th inning, we were down by 1 run, and the Mets got 4 straight hits. We got Jonathan Villar tying the game. Then Jonathan Villar rips extra base hit down the right field line. Albert Amora goes all the way and scores from first base to home. Slides in head first, avoids the tag, just barely grazes home plate, and they tie the ball game. And then they keep getting hits. Francisco Lindor eventually gets the game ahead RBI single, and he's pumped up while he's running up the sidelines, getting into the first base. He is pumped up. I love the energy Francisco Lindor brings to the Mets, his passion his will to win. Everything I'm seeing from Francisco Lindor is absolutely awesome. Besides his, he's not red hot at the plate just yet, but that's going to happen. But his energy and his passion to win is something that I love from our new franchise player in Francisco Lindor. So for him to get that walk-off hit was awesome, or it wasn't a walk-off hit, but to give us the lead in the 7th inning, and that was the reason why Jacob deGrom was in line to get a W. Then they hand it off to Edwin Diaz. Edwin Diaz finishes it off with 3 strikeouts, and they finished with 17 strikeouts as a team in 7 innings of work. That is remarkable from the New York Mets. We are really good so far this season, especially the pitching-wise. Starting pitching, I feel like we are in first place simply because of our pitching. Jacob deGrom, Marcus Stroman, Walker, and Peterson have been lights out. Besides Peterson's 1 bad start, he bounced back, and we know what happened. So when the bats really start to click and the bullpen hopefully can get their things together, which I feel like they're trending in the right direction, the bullpen, this Mets team is going to be dangerous. And I'm telling you guys, we are loaded in terms of starting pitching depth, especially that we don't even have Noah Syndergaard or Cookie Carrasco back yet. So stay tuned. But let's go over some individual performances from game 1. 2 more hits from Brandon Nimmo. He is absolutely insane. We got 2 hits from Pete Alonso, which is good to see as always. And Michael Conforto looks like he's breaking out of his funk. He had 2 hits in this game. And yeah, we also saw J.D. Davis return and be the 3rd baseman for the New York Mets after having that bruised hand. He got off the 10-day IL. So first game against the Colorado Rockies of the day 1 doubleheader was a win. And I think the most important thing is we got Jacob deGrom the W. And he got 3 runs, but none of them were earned because of errors to Jeff McNeil and Michael Conforto misreading a play off the wall in right field, and then Jake gave up a home run, but that home run did not count towards his ERA because they would have been out of the inning if that error did not happen. So anybody that's confused how Jacob deGrom gave up a home run, but there was nothing against his ERA, that is why. So now let's get into game 2 of the doubleheader between the Mets and the Rockies. This one, unfortunately, did not go the Mets' way. Joey Lucchesi got the first start of his Mets career, and he got blown up, unfortunately. He looked good out of the pen earlier on in the season. I think he just pitched 2 or 3 innings and gave up no runs but in the first inning, he got lit up, and he finished with 3 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, and 3 strikeouts. So his ERA for the season is a 5.40. And then Robert Gazelman came in, and he got his first opportunity to show what he's worth in this season, and he actually did his thing. 1 inning pitched, did not give up any runs, and then Barnes came in and gave up a 3-run home run, and he had 4 earned runs, and now his ERA is 22.50 on the season, which is scary. So obviously, you can't expect us to sweep every single doubleheader. We did that against the Philadelphia Phillies earlier on in the week, and we're on the mile high. We're versing the Colorado Rockies, who are not a good team, but at least we won the series. So this game, our bats were cold. Nobody was doing anything on the mound to help us out, and we only scored 2 runs. The only runs that we did score was from the Jeff McNeil double down the right field line, and he drove in 2 batters. So that's really it for the offensive end. There's nothing else really to break down. And let's get into the game today with Marcus Stroman on the mound, which was absolutely insane to see Marcus Stroman just pitch 8 innings. His pitch count was so low throughout the entire game, and he had a flashy highlight play at the mound with a behind-the-back scoop, and he threw the ball. It was like 15 dribbles to Pete Alonso, got him out of first base, which was crazy. But Marcus Stroman, man, he is something special. He's 3-0 on the season with an ERA of .90, 8 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts for Marcus Stroman. And then Edwin Diaz came in and closed the job once again. And we finished the game with a James McCann dart to Francisco Lindor to catch Trevor Story stealing, and it ends the game. You saw Francisco Lindor pumping his chest after that. He was so excited. James McCann deserves a lot of credit for that rifle, and Lindor deserves a lot of credit because that tag was beautiful. He caught it and tagged the back of his back so quickly. If Francisco Lindor did not get that tag down that precisely, he would have been safe. And then Blackman was on the plate with Trevor Story in scoring position, so you never know what could have happened. But Edwin Diaz, good for him, 2 saves back-to-back. I feel like he's a huge X factor to this Mets team, and we saw him got rattled earlier on in the season, but he is composed. He looks electric out there, and Edwin Diaz has 2 saves in a row, so that's great to see. Let's get into the offense. We saw good things from Michael Conforto once again, 2 hits today. So it looks like he's breaking out of his slump, which is super important for this Mets team because we know how good of a hitter Michael Conforto is naturally, but he's been struggling. So it's good to see him break out of it. We also saw 2 hits from Pete Alonso, another hit from Brandon Nimmo. What else is new? Brandon Nimmo's average is at .447, which is remarkable. And we got another hit from Jeff McNeil. JD Davis, good to see him back in the lineup as well. But yeah, man, that's really it for the recap video. We got a awesome series W over the Colorado Rockies. This was a must-win for the Mets because we're going out to Colorado. They are the worst team in the league record-wise, and we got to take care of business. We got to beat the teams we're supposed to beat. We got to win the series. It doesn't mean we have to sweep every single team that are, not as good as us, but we need to at least win the series, and that's exactly what the New York Mets did with Jacob deGrom and Marcus Stroman on the mound. I feel like with Joey Lucchesi, it's a little worrisome that he looked that bad, but the good news is Carlos Carrasco is on his way back, and he'll be coming to the Mets starting rotation sooner rather than later, and that's going to be huge because what we're seeing from Walker is awesome. What we saw from Peterson in his second start is promising, and obviously Jake is phenomenal, and Marcus Stroman in his first 3 starts have been absolutely spectacular. You cannot ask for more of Marcus Stroman. His energy, his enthusiasm, his passion, his will to win, his balance on the mound, his the way he focuses on his breath work, and he just centers himself. He just forces everybody to ground out or fly out. There's not really a lot of strikeouts from Stroman, but he just does not have the ability to just give up home runs or easy hits. I mean, Marcus Stroman is blowing me away. I expected this from him, but I didn't expect him to be this good earlier on. I felt like he was going to have to get used to the way of, playing baseball because he opted out last season, but it's good to see Marcus Stroman be lights out right away because that's huge for this New York Mets team. So that does it for this recap video. We're going up against the Chicago Cubs up next. I'll be live with Wardy tomorrow night on his channel to talk about this series in more depth. If you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to like this video and also comment down below an Apple emoji if you guys stayed until the end. That does it for this one. Let's go Mets! You gotta believe. Peace out.